the beauty of life upon
Guess I'm making a video now. Well, that was kind of impromptu.
Sir, I was going to suggest
Appropriate
enough.
enough.
He made Cookie Larry.
Harley's been going by all day. Oh, yesterday. I love it. Love this country. I love Americana. It's a culture. There's a culture here. Even so many of us that experienced it forgot who we were, what we were, how we were, how good it we are and that people are. This dang system, man. You know, them walls can come down because it's had its chance. It proved itself. It's a bunch of losers. You know, I told a police officer one time, you know, that was really defending what they were doing, you know, and I'm like, you know, I asked him some statistics, and I'm like, loser, you guys are losers, you know, it's like, you're failing. It's totally failing everything you're supposed to be doing to make it a better, safer, happier community. You know, I told a judge one time when we were all done with the case, and I said something about going out to some arid climate, and he said, well, good luck, you know, and I said, well, good luck to you, and he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, you want happy campers, don't you? And, you know, there again, that was another conflict with DNR. Unbelievable. But, you know, there's people who, you know, when all this injustice came up at me, and I'm saying, and I knew at the time what injustice was and that it was unjust. I end up surrendering to it. You know, at the same time being against the whole thing and putting up with it. Just like all the rest of the people. And we had to. And it was the right thing to do. And, you know, and I'm not saying it was not the right thing not to do it, but it landed a lot of guys in prison. Just to push back a little bit. But some, it didn't matter. They had people picked right out. All they had to do is go and grab them. If they grabbed them, they could put them in prison. Pretty much the way it was. They could say what they wanted to make what. So, yeah, calling on angels. No, absolutely, and I've been permitting the angels do whatever it takes to stop so many of the toxins and stuff that have been poured down upon people and all these. I mean, talk about vials being poured out. They even put the pills in what vials? You know, vials of death. And it is vile. And, you know, if people haven't rejected that stuff already, they should. And look for what God provides from nature. First of all, look at the creation for what you need. It's there. And that too is going to Mother. And you know, we got bombarded for generations. Yeah, I don't know who that is. But yeah, generations of the people were bombarded with artificial life, with not depending on nature so much and more on the man-made structures. And that we didn't see it. I grew up taking it all for granted. I mean, and it was all so innocent. And there's a legitimacy into a lot of stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, Christmas was Christmas, and you can never take that away from the childhood experience and the legitimacy of what they felt and the anticipation and the joy of it all. And you know, later on it becomes more artificial, and even, you know, people are saying, oh, well, it's a lie anyways, that wasn't Jesus' birthday, and it's like, well, I was never arguing about it to begin with. And you know, it doesn't make any difference. You know, a king was born, and there were some people that knew it at that time, and there was angels there anticipating it. And there's angels out there, and I don't even know what they are and what it is. But when I seen all the evil stuff going on, not realizing it's mostly what I saw when I understood something, it wasn't even people really conspiring themselves. They were ended up being used. They were taking part in something. They didn't know what part they were even playing. and that there was a lot of that going on, and that's like, you know, that Prince of the Air, you know, is kind of like Prince of the Conversation, you know, or the loud voice in our thoughts, quick to accuse and jump on somebody, different things, or judge unjustly about somebody. Bigotry, man, bigotry is the whole problem. I think if there was bigotry, if there wasn't bigotry, there wouldn't be people who felt that, you know, they had a right to what doesn't belong to theirs. It's like there wouldn't even be covetousness. And the only way how there could be no bigotry is if everybody recognizes each other's sovereignty. That equality. Shoot, people are better than other people at all kinds of different things. And a lot of people are better off than other people and stuff, but the fundamental basic rights of all human beings, and a lot of people know it and understand it, it is what includes us into that oneness, because, you know, we're a collective in independence and individuality, and so it's not that we're all I mean, I don't like this collectivism that I see going on, but it's a human nature to for security, but we should be collective in our individuality, in our sovereign. When I was in the military, I would see how I could take and make a much more stronger military than what we had by making all the soldiers be more responsible for their part. And, you know, the military is not trying to make you responsible. They say, you know, we don't want heroes, we don't want John Waynes, we don't, you know, they want you to stay the line, keep the formation together, and you know, and guys that want to stay in formation can hold it together probably better than you know, just being made to do it. And that's what I'm talking about, that we can collect, even be a tighter and stronger collective in our sovereignty and in our individual freedoms as free people, and recognizing that, being that what creates the fabric of our lives, being woven together fundamentally, knowing and understanding that each and every person you look at, not only are they a sovereign, but they're a survivor. They're a survivor of a real harsh time in human history. And you don't need to wish forward for some harshness to come down upon humankind here on earth. If you are, you're not comprehending what has gone on, and you're not saying, God forbid. And I've said for a long time, if people comprehended war, there would be no war. War is incomprehensible. And it's the truth. War is incomprehensible. People aren't comprehending it. And if they did comprehend it, there would be no war. So, hey, that's pretty good. I blew the horn, man. I haven't even listened to this, so we'll see if it's suitable if I didn't wreck the microphone or something with a sour note.